On the toes, on the toes, on the toes. There you go, on the toes. Ah! I'm trying to move right too quick.
So his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really have to worry about. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power, his size. I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I'm pretty familiar with.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight. You know, and
Terence Crawford has officially begun training camp for his September 13th clash with Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas. According to those close to him, Crawford already has a full game plan in place. He's not improvising or relying on survival, he's coming to win. His team believes this is the fight where Crawford will prove he's the most complete boxer in the sport, claiming Canelo has never faced a challenge like this before. Still, boxing professionals continue to issue warnings. So let's catch you up.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Bernie, the boxer Davis, one of Crawford's closest allies, made it clear in a recent interview, no sparring partner can simulate Crawford. No one can copy his movements, his ability to switch stances, or his sense of timing. Davis isn't just feeding into typical fight hype, he's confident because he's seen Crawford behind the scenes. According to him, Crawford's style is something Canelo simply can't fully prepare for.
Big dudes all my
Because they underestimate your blood.
It's just, even if they didn't, I'm gonna beat you up. You know, I can fight.
Right.
You know, so if you watch, like, all these dudes bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't care, but I'm gonna find a way to win, no matter what.
In September, are you gonna pull this? I shook up the world. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you.
Definitely. That's definitely.
Crawford's plan centers on controlling tempo and space. This won't be a slugfest. He knows trading shots with Canelo would be a mistake. Instead, he's focusing on movement, using feints, angles, and keeping Canelo off balance. The stance switching isn't for show, it disrupts opponents' rhythm. And rhythm is exactly what Canelo thrives on. He needs his opponent stationary long enough to plant and throw.
Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No.
Crawford's camp says that won't happen. Some fans and analysts believe he'll try to fight like Mayweather did in 2013, move, counter, and frustrate Canelo over 12 rounds. But those close to Crawford say he's aiming for more. He's not going in to edge out a decision. He plans to beat Canelo clearly, round by round, using tools Mayweather never had to rely on. Still, not everyone is sold on the Crawford hype. Critics highlight the size gap. Canelo has been comfortable at 168 for years, while Crawford is moving up from 147. Despite stopping nearly everyone he's faced recently, this is a new kind of challenge. He'll be dealing with a naturally bigger, stronger opponent who can take punishment and keep coming forward.
Tell boxing casuals, the sport is called boxing, not knockout. Listen to Bud Crawford explain how he beats Canelo Alvarez.
I don't gotta stop him. I just gotta beat him. I'm not going in there looking to knock Canelo out. Could it happen? Yes, absolutely. When I look at Canelo, he's a smaller, bigger guy moving up in divisions. Being that these big guys are slower,
Trainer Steven "Breadman" Edwards acknowledged the danger Crawford faces but also explained why he believes people are underestimating him. In a conversation with Fight Hub TV, Edwards said Crawford's timing is special and his layoff won't be an issue. He noted that Crawford never looks rusty, no matter how long he's been out of the ring, a rare trait. When asked if Canelo could be hurt, Edwards was direct: anyone can be hurt. He mentioned fighters like Duran and Holyfield, known for their chins, who eventually got caught. All it takes is one clean shot, especially when it's perfectly timed. Crawford, he said, has that kind of timing.
No, but anybody can be hurt on any given night. Don't ever think a guy can't be hurt, man. Ever think some of the best chins I've ever seen have been clipped. Holyfield, Duran, anybody can be clipped, man. Anybody could get hurt. Anybody could go down. It can happen to anybody. Don't ever believe that.
What do you think about the layoff?
Crawford?
Yeah.
It's always affected. It's always affected, but every time he lays off, he never looks rusty.
Stays in the gym.
Yeah, it's fact. He's one of them guys that never look rusty. So I don't really. It applies to a lot of fighters, but he defies the logic behind that because he don't look rusty with his layoffs.
What makes him so special?
Oh man, I don't think you got enough time.
Manny Pacquiao also shared his thoughts. At first, he brushed off the fight with a brief comment: "Good for Canelo." But when pressed, he offered Crawford a simple piece of advice: rely on speed and style. Pacquiao knows what it's like to fight bigger opponents. He beat men who outweighed him significantly by never letting them set their feet. He believes Crawford's best chance is to do the same: don't exchange, don't plant, don't stand still. Keep moving, keep the hands active, and turn the fight into a chess match, not a brawl.
Versus Crawford. Crawford's moving up like 20 pounds. What do you think?
Good. Good for Canelo.
Good for Canelo?
That's easier said than done, though. Canelo's biggest strength right now is his composure. With over 60 fights under his belt, he doesn't panic. His output may have slowed in recent bouts, but he still lands the heavier, cleaner punches, and judges notice. Even without volume, he wins rounds with a few sharp body shots or uppercuts. Crawford's team is aware of this and is planning accordingly. Crawford needs to land cleaner, more frequently, and stay out of range when Canelo counters. He can't allow the crowd or judges to be swayed by a few big moments from Canelo.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that.
Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. doesn't think any of that matters. He believes the fight is a mismatch and has made it clear he expects Canelo to stop Crawford in 6 or 7 rounds. For him, it's not about skill or ring IQ, it's about size. He sees Crawford's move up 2 weight classes as a payday, not a legacy move. Chavez emphasized that weight classes exist for a reason, and he's standing by that. He's not alone either. Many old-school boxing fans share his view. They don't believe someone who started at 135 can jump to 168 and beat Canelo, who's not just comfortable at the weight, he's dominant.
The two fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Would you rather see Canelo fight Benavidez because of the weight is close?
Crawford has never been knocked out. He's rarely even been in serious trouble, but Chavez and others believe that could change on September 12th. Their reasoning is simple: Canelo hits harder, can walk through punches, and if he traps Crawford, he will land. And when he lands, smaller fighters tend to fold. Chavez sees this ending with Crawford on the canvas. Betting odds back Canelo as the favorite at -195, giving him a clear edge, though not a blowout. Crawford sits at +155, showing the betting world still respects his chances. A Canelo KO is listed at +330, unlikely, but definitely possible. What's surprising is how split the public remains. Some believe Crawford has the tools to pull off the upset, while others think the weight difference will be too much.
The old school has to become new school. When he starts going up in weight to fight a Canelo, it's against the rules. If I drive 100 miles an hour in London, it's against the rules. As much as we may want to see a Canelo against a Crawford, the weights are wrong and so it cannot happen. The fight you should be looking for is a Chris Eubank Jr. against a Canelo. That makes sense. That I would back.
But behind all the talk, one fact stands out. Crawford is already training, not experimenting. Training with a clear, specific plan. People in his gym say the atmosphere is different, focused and sharp. There's no dancing around the challenge. Crawford knows exactly what he's up against. He's not trying to be the bigger man, he's planning to be the better one. He's working on keeping Canelo off balance, firing quick, sharp shots, getting in and out, switching looks, and never letting Canelo get comfortable. His team believes that if Canelo can't settle in, he'll get frustrated. And when Canelo gets frustrated, he becomes less accurate, less confident, and more likely to lunge or load up. That's when Crawford counters. That's the moment he's waiting for, not to end it with one punch, but to slowly pick Canelo apart.
Crawford going up, I believe he can put a beating on anybody 154, 160.
But not 68.
Nah, Benavidez is...
Canelo. Yeah.
Oh, Canelo. I think he's a smart fighter. He doesn't rely on his power. Crawford ain't a fighter who just relies on his power. And then Canelo, you know, when he's fought Belenga, then fought Ryder, Munguia.
And that's the key to Crawford's mindset. He's not trying to win with size like Bivol, and he's not trying to copy Mayweather. He's using everything he's ever learned, and adding another level. His camp says he's not preparing to survive, he's preparing to dominate. Crawford believes that no matter what Chavez or the public says, skill and intelligence can beat size. This isn't just another payday for him. According to his team, this is about legacy. He could have stayed at 147, taken easier fights, but instead, he's stepping up against the biggest name in boxing in the biggest weight jump of his career because he sees something others don't. He sees vulnerability, not in Canelo's chin or power, but in his ability to handle change. Canelo adapts well, but Crawford adapts better. That's the entire game plan.
Canelo looked a lot like smaller, like muscular, different.
Old.
That was all you saw? Old. He definitely looked old. I don't know. I saw him and Crawford do the face off in the ring, and I thought, yo, why does this man look, every time I see them face off, they look closer and closer in size.
Bro, they not closer in size. Y'all so gullible with that.
I'm not saying that they're close.
Crawford's not
I'm not saying
fight weight. Remember, Canelo was
no, that's true. Very true.
Wait, Crawford got to put
saying,
that
though,
weight on. Take it on.
No matter what happens in the ring that night, Crawford's approach is locked in. His training camp is built on repetition and discipline. There's no wild strategy or last-minute changes. He knows exactly what he wants to do, and he's drilling it daily. He's not jumping into a new weight class without preparation. Word from the gym is that he's adding size the smart way, staying fast, staying sharp, and avoiding unnecessary bulk. He's building a body that can handle 168 while still moving like a welterweight.
Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that's moved up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. He get to the weight limit. Because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Canelo is the favorite for a reason. He's proven at the weight, faced the biggest names, and taken the hardest shots. But Crawford has never seen odds or predictions as something to fear. He thrives on doubt. That's part of his edge. To him, this isn't about proving people wrong, it's about doing what he already knows is possible. The plan is in place, training has begun, and Crawford isn't talking about what he's going to do, he's doing it.
The crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that.
Coach Kenny Ellis isn't just backing Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez, he's predicting domination. He describes a performance rooted in precision, more like a science demonstration than a boxing match. In his words, Crawford will dissect Canelo, picking him apart piece by piece, inside and out, like a surgeon, or like a biology teacher laying out a diagram of the human body. Ellis doesn't see this as a close or controversial fight. He's calling it a wide, tactical schooling over 12 rounds, with Crawford controlling every moment.
Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. Hey.
Ellis doesn't believe Canelo will get knocked out. His chin is too strong, his experience too deep. But none of that, he says, will save him from being picked apart by a sharper, smarter fighter. Crawford, now 37 and 4-10, is moving into a new weight class to face a man who's bulldozed through divisions like a tank. But that doesn't concern Ellis. For him, it's not about power, it's about brains, speed, angles, and control. And Crawford, he says, has all of that in abundance.
No, he don't sell like that. And Canelo really don't sell like that. He do good if he was a regular boxer, but for the money that he wants, those ain't good numbers. That's why he went on here to make that jump over there to Turkey. Bomac the other day came out and said something about he don't want them to rob Crawford, because basically what he's saying is we gonna box him, we ain't going there to knock him out.
Of course not. Who expected him to go in and knock out the man they've never been knocked out?
Ellis likens Crawford's game plan to a detailed anatomy lesson. This is the kidneys, this is the lungs, this is the Adam's apple. He doesn't see Canelo keeping up with the rhythm or matching Crawford's ring IQ. This isn't just a fan prediction, it's a boxing veteran laying out exactly how he expects it to unfold, clear, clinical, and brutal in its own quiet way. Ellis also pointed out what many are already whispering. Canelo didn't take this fight for legacy, but for the $150 million offered by Turki Alalshik. Without that kind of payday, Ellis suggests, the fight wouldn't be happening. It's crazy, he said about the purse. Even crazier, he added, is that Alvarez reportedly wants $200 million for a fight with David Benavidez. I don't know if that money's going to be there once Crawford gets done with him.
You know, that's a lot of money.
That's a whole lot.
150 just to fight Crawford.
That's a
lot.
lot.
A guy that's going to be moving up 2 weight divisions. You know, shoot. You know, and I think what he said, he wanted like 200 for David Benavidez. So, shoot, yeah. Look like the money's there for all that, you know?
Shit is crazy, but I don't know if it's going to...
That comment carries weight. Ellis implies that if Crawford dismantles Canelo, it won't just be a loss, it could damage his market value. Not because of a knockout, but because of how thoroughly he might get exposed. A performance like that changes everything. It dents the aura, shakes fan confidence, and, if Ellis is right, could mark the beginning of the end of Canelo's image as an unbeatable tank at super middleweight. And the risk goes beyond this fight. If a naturally smaller Crawford controls him for 12 rounds, it raises serious questions about how Alvarez would handle someone like David Benavidez, who's younger, stronger, and more aggressive. That's a legacy fight, but also a major career risk.
Got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No.
Getting clipped and stopped by someone like Benavidez could haunt Canelo forever. Crawford might outbox him, but Benavidez could end him, and that's the kind of loss no champion wants on their record. Meanwhile, Crawford has put everything on the line for this moment. He's delayed retirement, chased this fight for over a year, and now that it's here, he's showing up with quiet confidence. He even received a massive ovation at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, proof that his star is rising beyond hardcore boxing fans. That moment wasn't just about fame, it was about momentum, energy, and narrative. Crawford is stepping into this fight not just with skill, but with a story the crowd can feel.
The others say like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down.
Boxing insider Rick Glazer, a longtime supporter of Crawford, is fully leaning into the Bud narrative. He views a potential win not just as a major moment, but as a career-defining final act. Glazer believes Crawford will win, take the contracted rematch, win again, and retire undefeated. There won't be any comebacks, he said. Terence Crawford goes off into the sunset. But to ground the conversation, he added a reminder, enjoy your Monday, a wink to reality, because despite all the hype, no one truly knows how it will go until the bell rings. But inside news from the camps could also be shaping expectations. Dominic Crowder, an undefeated prospect from Baltimore, dropped a quiet bomb in a recent interview. He said a friend inside Canelo's camp claims Canelo is looking slow on his feet. That's not just idle talk, it's a real concern when facing a master of movement like Crawford. Crowder believes Canelo's footwork could be his downfall. Crawford's real good on his feet, he said. He can outbox him. Still, Crowder isn't naive. He knows Canelo only needs one shot. He compared it to chopping down a tree, keep swinging until it falls. Canelo's power and precision are real, and his timing can break a fighter's rhythm in an instant.
I mean, it's too early to tell, but like, I feel like it's being set up in a way for Bud Crawford to be either the GOAT or, you know, Canelo is great again. And I mean, Canelo's been great. He's still been winning his fights, but you know, Bivol gave him.
That's what makes this fight more than just slickness versus strength. Crawford's supporters highlight IQ, speed, rhythm, and footwork. Canelo's fans lean on grit, power, and the ability to capitalize on a single moment. One slip, one pause, one mistimed pivot, that's all Canelo needs to shift the momentum. But right now, the buzz seems to be tilting toward Crawford, not in the Vegas odds, but in tone, energy, and belief. How do you see it going? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.